Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It's a damn fine day to talk about a book. We're here for a book review, and we're going to talk about Golf by Shelly Campbell. And this is from Silver Shamrock Publishing. I enjoyed the hell out of this book. I'm going to give it 4 stars, I think. This is my first experience with Shelly's work. It's her first debut into the world of horror. It says that right there in the back of the book. But and you felt that, but in a good way. Like it just felt like Shelly brought a little bit something different to the table, a little bit something more, whether it was just style or character development or what it was. I can't really put my finger on it if you can't tell, but it just felt different. It felt fresh. It felt a little something extra. And in this, we follow David and his family, and they vacation at the same cabin about every year. And they go there, and there's the homeowner or whatever that rents it out has put an addition on, and then the door's locked and no one can find the key, and the guy that runs the property can't find the key, and David eventually finds the key. And in the fact that you can walk around the outside of the property and there are no windows on the addition, but when he actually enters the room, there is a window. It felt a lot like House of Leaves. In where this particular doorway, this room takes you, it felt I felt a bit of King's 11/22/63. I felt that stuff, but there's just a lot going on. David is is he the youngest? He may not be. I think he's the youngest. He's like the youngest child, and they've been there before. But David's the sort of kid that like they had a couple older girls, and then there's a boy, and then there's 2 twins, and then there's David. So he's like one of, what is that, 6? It may be more than that, but the point is David was kind of I mean, it wasn't an accident, but they weren't sure that they wanted David, and David gets lost, he gets forgotten, he gets ignored. I mean, like on a literal level. Like it talks about him being left at gas stations and shit when he was younger. Like they'd pull in, they're heading to this cabin, he goes to the bathroom, he comes out, everybody's gone. I mean, the van's gone, his brothers and sisters are gone, his mom and dad. It's like next level, that middle child thing, although he's not the middle child, but he just he gets left behind, he gets forgotten, and it gets to the point where it's almost like his family can't see him. And in that, it almost felt like David had already died. It's just kind of the way that I wanted to interpret it. Not all the way, but just in parts. And I'll tell you some more that will kind of make you, maybe make you see what I'm saying. But it felt like David was already gone, and he was with his family, but he wasn't really. They talked about his father and his older brother. They were the ones that would see him more than most. Like he was almost invisible to the twins and his mother. And there's just a lot going on there. But so we've got this room, and David, eventually gets in, and it's an exact replica of the room he just walked out of, the part of the house he just walked out of. I mean, the kitchen window is directly behind him, the kitchen sink, the refrigerator, and all that stuff is right here in front of him too. But this is different time periods. Like he'll go in and it'll be the past, or he'll go in and it'll be the future. He'll go in and it'll be right now, and it's this weird thing of what initially like brought his attention to the door, other than the fact that, hey, there's a locked door, we want to see what's behind it, was this scratching at the door at night, and this claw. He saw this claw thing like reach out from under it, and so it's weird. Like the more time he spends over there, the less visible he is here. The more time he doesn't spend there, the more visible he becomes here, but the more those things are active and at the door and on his trail and so he finds a book, like a dictionary on this side, but it's also on that side. And on that side, it's got there's notes, there's hints, there's clues from the previous owner onto what happened when he built this addition, like what he has discovered over there, and ultimately these creatures. What do you call them? I think he referred to them as man eaters or something, but it's like hellhounds, right? They're like hellhounds, and so I don't know. It's this weird thing of like, for me, I wanted to believe that maybe David had already passed and he was still hanging on with his family, and they were getting glimpses of him here and there, but the other side was calling, and the more time he spent over there on the other side, things quieted down, things were happy, but when he tried to ignore it and tried to stay over here more, those hellhounds were literally scratching at the door. I don't know. There's just a lot to this book. It's a really, really good book. It's got, a bit of coming of age, but in an odd way. Again, he's 17 for the vast majority of the book. It's got all those elements that I talked about with the mysteries of this room, and then the time travel aspects, and the fact that he goes over there and no time passes on this side, so he can go over there and spend an entire day and come back over here and no time has passed. And I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. Again, the style felt fresh. It's gonna be. I'll probably be talking about this. Later this month. It's a really, really strong novel, and I can't tell you that it'll be my novel of the month, but I just have a feeling about it because I did really like it. It was. I ultimately settled at 4. I did, I was kind of back and forth between 4 and 5 on this one. So this is Golf by Shelly Campbell. Cool story, a lot of cool horror elements, a lot of family stuff. Again, I'm not going to go into it all again. I think I'm getting repetitive. One thing I did notice though is this book has it is built around five male characters and a female character. The father, the 4 boys, and a mother. And there's a lot of you've heard that thing about men writing women poorly. Well, this is a great example of women writing men well. All that shit, all that banter between brothers, all that. Even the stuff that maybe talked about body parts and just the things that you would expect young men to back and forth with their brothers about. All that shit felt really, really, really good. I don't know, just really authentic, I guess. So I thought that was cool. It was something I noticed and I wanted to mention. But Golf, Shelly Campbell, Silver Shamrock Publishing. I dug the ending to this one too. I really dug the ending. So this has been Well Read Beard. This has been my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.